Hi friends, I want to congratulate you on your third day of distance learning. I know that there's been a lot of little hiccups, but so far I think we're doing all right and we're powering through. Yesterday we talked about the different measuring tools for measuring the weather. We discussed wind vane, in which it talks about the direction of the wind. We talked about thermometers, which measure the temperature. Anemometers measure wind speed, and then last but not least we have rain gauge that measures the amount of precipitation that comes down. Normally in our classroom we'd get a chance to kind of test out those tools, but considering we can't see each other for the next who knows how long, I'm going to show you a cool little website on the computer, and hopefully you'll be able to get on there as well. It's called Ventusky or Ventusky. It can be pronounced either way, I believe. But it's a really great website that kind of shows you the weather as it is right then and there. My first question for you is, can you get two different weather measurements in the same place? So if you were in the same town, make a quick prediction. Do you think that every place in that town would have the same measurement of weather, meaning same wind speed, same temperature, same wind direction, and same amount of precipitation? Go ahead and pause the video and write down your quick little prediction. Okay, so here is the website I was telling you about, Ventusky or Ventusky, however you like to pronounce it. What I wanted to show you is Terrace Heights, Washington, and actually, you know what? Union Gap, this works better. Union Gap, Washington, we know is really, really, really close to Yakima. So if I wanted to look up Union Gap, Washington's weather, which is where you guys are at, you can see it's right here. So right here is Washington State. Here's the line for Canada. Canada's up here. We have Idaho and Oregon. And you guys are right here, Union Gap. So if I wanted to measure the wind right now, I can go wind speed, and it shows me what it would look like. What's kind of great about this is it's color coded, so I can look and say, okay, in Union Gap, it's kind of a blue-green color, so that means it's probably 15, 20 miles an hour winds, right? Oh, and actually if I highlight right over it, 16 miles per hour. Now, let's look at Yakima, which is right next door to you guys. Here we have Yakima. So Yakima, and that is actually measured, I believe, at McAllister Airfield, where the airplanes are at. So Union Gap was 16 miles per hour, where Yakima was 15 miles per hour. Kind of interesting, huh? And they are just right close to each other. So if I do the same thing, let's see wind direction, see if that changes anything. Let's see here. Wind gusts, altitude. Does it tell me wind direction? Precipitation. How about I'm going to make it easy on myself and see temperature up here. So for temperature, it's going to take a little minute to load there. For Yakima, right now, there kind of depends. Oh, if you look at me, this is all Yakima, but depending on where I point, there's kind of a range. So let's just go kind of smack dab in the middle. In Yakima, they say the temperature is 61 degrees. Let's see Union Gap. Ooh, and it averages, it says about 58 degrees. Still really close because they're very, very close towns right next to each other, but there's a couple degrees difference, a couple or miles per hour wind difference. Let's see precipitation. I don't think it's doing anything interesting out there, but we got to measure our rain gauge, right? So here we have Union Gap, and it says 0 inches of rain. I'm guessing Yakima will be the same, but hey, you never know. We get those big fluffy clouds this time of year. Let's see, Yakima, also 0 inches, so that makes sense. They're not super far away, enough for that to be too different. And I don't know that was there a place to see the wind direction? Well, if you're not 100% sure which way the wind is going, if you notice these little white moving animated little things on here, that's actually the wind. And if you notice, it's mostly coming from up here, from the north down. They do kind of curve different ways going into our towns. So we could probably predict, depending on which exact second we measure the wind, it could be coming a little more from the east over here or a little more from the west. So I really like this map just to show you guys that although we're really right close together, the weather can be very different depending on exactly where you're located. So after checking out that website, your homework for today is to play around with it a little yourself. By play, I mean investigate, of course. What I would like you guys to do is answer the following questions. I'll attach a little attachment so you know what the questions will be, because it's hard to go back and replay. I want you to pick any location in the world, write down the date, which day was it that you did this, write down the location. So if it's San Francisco, California, or Boise, Idaho, or New York City, New York, it doesn't matter to me, just choose a place. Write down the place. I want you to find what the temperature is at that time. I want you to find the wind speed like we did on the other video. I want you to record the amount of precipitation that I had and cloud cover, which I didn't have a chance to show you, but if you click on the button that says clouds, it'll tell you what percentage of it is covered. So if it's like 10 or 20, it's not very much, and it starts to grow as the percentage grows. After that, I think just any other observations of what you noticed about it. Is the weather similar to ours, or are there differences? So that's your homework for today. I hope you have a lot of fun with our activity and you keep on practicing measuring the weather.